The PlayStation 4 has had an absolutely stacked library of games. However, with so many games, it's just a foregone conclusion that some of these games are gonna go underlooked despite quality. In this video, we're gonna go over 10 amazing underrated PS4 games you need to play. Now, even with 10 games, there are so many more underlooked games, and we'll make more of these videos in the future. With that being said, let's get right into this. Gravity Rush 2. Gravity Rush was one of the best games on the PlayStation Vita. It had a great art style, unique gameplay, and an engaging main character. Needless to say, the game was made better in every area with Gravity Rush 2, and its transition to the PlayStation 4 was seamless. It featured a far bigger world with much more content, a better story, and more versatile gameplay. If you want to play the first game, that's also available on the PS4 in the form of Gravity Rush Remastered, but know that Gravity Rush 2 is a far better game. SOMA. SOMA is the latest game by Frictional Games. The developer is most famous for the great horror games and Amnesia. SOMA takes place on an underwater remote research facility with machinery that begins to take on human characteristics. Its gameplay is more on the stealth and puzzle solving side, with tight focus on telling a great narrative. That SOMA delivers on. For fans of horror games, SOMA is a must play.
Blacked out pretty bad. Can't remember how I got here.
What do you remember then?
I was in the pilot seat, dealing with some heat shields, and that's my last clear memory.
What the hell? How is this possible?
Are you human?
Did my body get away? I don't know how to say history. Yeah, I'm human.
Sultan's Sanctuary. Sultan's Sanctuary is a 2D action RPG that's heavily inspired by the Souls games. Obviously, presentation-wise, it's far different from Dark Souls, but once you start playing the game, you can tell the resemblance. Artistically, the game looks awesome, featuring 2D hand-drawn visuals. Content-wise, there are 600 different items, several weapon categories with special movesets, including air attacks. Two-handed weapons, magic, and range attacks are also available. For fans of difficult RPGs, Sultan's Sanctuary will be right up your alley. Oxenfree. Oxenfree is a supernatural mystery adventure game developed by Night School Studio, and it was their first game. The game is a story-driven adventure influenced by classic teen movies and coming-of-age shows, and the strongest element of Oxenfree is without a doubt its presentation. It's charming, and the aesthetics of the game add to the overall experience. The characters were also excellent, and all of them are very believable in the way they act. If you like games that are a bit lighter on the gameplay but have an amazing story, you have to give Oxenfree a look.
You used to come here a lot as a kid, right? You used to come here a lot as a kid.
Something's wrong. Does it hurt?
Mad Max. Mad Max, based on the Giant franchise, is an open-world action-adventure game set in the post-apocalyptic wasteland consisting of deserts, canyons, and caves. Mad Max had its flaws, but at the same time, there's so much to like about the game. The gameplay is fluid and satisfying, it runs great, and there's a decent amount of content. Mad Max may have gone a bit under the radar because it had the unfortunate fate of being released the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5, and sure, MGS5 was probably the better game, but Mad Max is a solid game in its own right.
And endure the unpredictable elements of nature. There are dangerous factions that roam the roads, dwell underground, and rule the night. They will try to steal what little you have left. But you still have what it takes. Defeat your enemies and reclaim the life they stole. You will survive. Because you.
This War of Mine, The Little Ones. This War of Mine is a war survival game, and it's far different from your regular war games. Instead of being one that's on the front line of combat, this War of Mine focuses on the civilian experience of war, and it creates a very unique, breathtaking gameplay style. It has a sense of realism and really lets you understand the hellish conditions of war. A very different game that everyone should give a look to. Yakuza 0. Yakuza has been one of those series that those that have played it know how great it is. It's just not enough people have played them. For a while, it was a bit neglected over here in the States, but Sega is changing that, and Yakuza 0's Western release is evident of that. Yakuza 0 serves as a prequel to the franchise, so you can jump right in, and it's a great action-adventure game with great characters, varied gameplay, and solid design. Some compare Yakuza to Grand Theft Auto, but it's much more than just a knockoff. Yakuza 0 is a must-play. Dragon Quest Builders. Dragon Quest Builders is a sandbox action RPG. Think something like Minecraft or Terraria with that blocky aesthetic style and the same gathering and building elements. It's obviously got that Dragon Quest skin on it, and for longtime fans of the series it might put you off, but you have to take the game for what it is, and for what it tries to accomplish, it does that very well. It's got some RPG elements, and it goes to show that Dragon Quest is a franchise that can have some depth to it and have some versatility.
Use your cunning creativity to craft traps around the town to keep the monsters at bay and protect all that you've worked for. Once you have enough materials and components gathered and crafted, it's time for you to build! Build a unique and spectacular town using blocks ranging from earth to stone or even silver. Decorate rooms and areas with wonderfully crafted objects and furniture, cozy or grand. Build a modest village to keep the inhabitants comfortable and happy, or construct a massive fortress of regal proportions fit for a king. Enter the Terra Incognita, where you can free build to your heart's content. You can even show them off to your friends online. Lavish mansions, enormous statues, thrilling roller coasters. The possibilities are truly endless. You might even want to create a golden castle at the top of a mountain to store all your precious treasures and bask in your amazing awesomeness.
Rime. Rime is an adventure puzzle game that was in development for a very long time. Originally announced in 2013 and finally released earlier this year, and it's a beautiful game with its flaws. Many comparisons have been drawn to games such as Eco, Journey, and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, but I can't say that Rime is at the level of those games. However, it is a good game with some well-designed puzzles and a gorgeous world to explore. Finally, Nex Machina. Nex Machina is a fantastic shoot-'em-up developed by Housemarque, who should be one of the studios that you follow their every move. While they aren't that well known, they've created some terrific downloadable titles such as Super Stardust, Resogun, Alien Nation, Matterfall, and of course, Nex Machina. Visually, Nex Machina is very stylish, and gameplay-wise, you can make a serious argument for Nex Machina being one of the best twin-stick shooters ever. There's a lot of replay value, and this once again proves Housemarque's extraordinary talents. So that wraps up 10 amazing underrated PS4 games. What do you think? Have you played any of these games? If so, what do you think about them? What future games would you like to see us cover? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.